Go for it whenever you're ready.
Video camera's kind of scary, huh? Okay. Imagine a Saturday morning, you wake up, you're all groggy, you're like, you kind of reach out at that alarm clock, grab, you see the time, it says 12:30. So like half the day sleeping. It's the worst feeling in the world. And with my presentation, I'm going to try to show you guys a way where this will never happen to you ever again. Before that, I kind of conducted a brief survey and asking how many hours per day you sleep on average, and 33.3% said 4 to 6 hours, 46.7% said 7 to 8, 13% said 9 to 10, and 0 said 0 to 3. And according to Time magazine, the average amount of, or the time of sleep that you need to function properly is 8 hours. So it was 46.7, so that means roughly half of us are all getting that average amount of sleep, getting good amount of time to sleep. So first off, there are 2 types of sleep. According to MD, Medical Digest, there's an article about sleeping, and the 2 types are REM sleep and NREM, or non-REM. And REM stands for rapid eye movement. And REM sleep is also known as like the deep sleep, and this is the point of sleep where you dream. And when a person dreams, their eyes just rapidly move, and so that's where it gets the name from. And there's 5 stages of sleep, and there's 1 through 4, and those are all non-REM sleep. So basically, when you first go to sleep, you're kind of falling asleep, you fall asleep, and then it takes time to get to the stage 5, where stage 5 is, that's where you dream. And you don't actually need like 8 hours of sleep per se, but you need 8 hours of sleep because that's how long it takes for your body to go through that cycle of 1 through 5 an adequate amount of times. And you need 3 hours of REM sleep. And so what I'm about to tell you is a way to cut the whole 1 through 4 and go straight into the REM sleep. And this is called polyphasic sleeping. So basically, put something, it's power napping. Every 3.5 hours or so, you sleep for 30 minutes. And by doing this consistently, overall in a day, you're sleeping for 3 hours. But because you condition yourself and napping, and then when you do polyphasic sleeping, right when you sleep, you skip the whole 1 through 4 and you go straight into stage 5 REM sleep. And because of that, even though you're sleeping only 3 hours, you're getting the sufficient amount of sleep that you need to function properly. And think about it, if you sleep 3 hours a day, you get 21 hours fully at your disposal. You can do whatever you want with 21 hours. And also, if you think about, this is a study that the MD also did, is if you start this polyphasic sleeping pattern when you're 20, and say you die at 70, and so you continue that throughout those 50 years, you gain 11 extra years of time. 11 years. Possibilities are endless. You could learn Russian and then Spanish, and you could learn how to juggle. There's possibilities are endless. And the only bad thing about this, or the rough part about it, is to adjust. And it's give or take 2 weeks per person, but it differs between person to person, but on average it takes 2 weeks for your body to fully get conditioned into polyphasic sleeping. You might say oh come on, no one's ever done that. It's a cool idea, but it's not, you can't do it. But here are some 3 historical figures that actually have done this, and they've succeeded in their own fields. Da Vinci actually was the founder, he's the inventor of the sleeping method, and so that's why another name for polyphasic sleeping is also called the Da Vinci sleeping method. And then Napoleon, he has this, there's a story about Napoleon that every battlefield he went to, he brought along with him a tent with a bed in it, and every 3.5 hours or 4 hours he would go in there and say to his subordinates, do not wake me up. For whatever reason, just do not wake me up for 30 minutes. And so he'd go in his tent every so often, sleep for 30 minutes, come back fully energized and ready to take control of the battlefield. And Thomas Jefferson, he was notorious for, he's always looking for ways to be more productive. There was a set of his diary notes online, and most of them showed how he was thinking oh, I want to get a lot done, but there's no time. What can I where can I get that extra time from? And then he found the Da Vinci sleeping method, and he promptly adopted it. Sum it up, so you don't need 8 hours of sleep, you need 3 hours of REM sleep. And you can do this by polyphasic sleeping. And if you do polyphasic sleeping, that way you wouldn't have to sleep 8 hours a day and waste all that precious time. And this has been done, and it's been done by notably Napoleon, Da Vinci, and Thomas Jefferson. And I want you to think back to that Saturday morning. You wake up 12:30. But if you were doing polyphasic sleeping, that would never happen to you. I know a lot of you are thinking, yeah, it's cool, but those 2 weeks seem really tough. I really like to sleep. I don't know if I can do it. So ask yourself, stop thinking about that. Don't think about if you can do it or not. Ask yourself, what could I do with 11 extra years of time?